Hey everyone, Rushlock here with news update for the Twitch Drops program for EVE Online. As we mentioned in our previous video, we said we'd carry forward any news that came up, and so we've got posts from CCP Convict on a subreddit thread about the EVE Drops, or Twitch Drops for EVE. The question comes in from Millance, who I believe is running for CSM. But question, does this mean channel points for skins are a no-go? This is in reference to channel point reward system on twitch.tv/ccp. You watch the channel, you accrue points passively, you redeem them, I believe, at 10,000 points for a Galnet skin to be sent to you manually by CCP, or at least there's a manual component to it. And I've seen this question go around, or this concern go around before. I'm not sure how it originated. I don't know, how it came out of the ether, why people would have this concern. But Convict answers, we intend to keep offering Galnet skins for channel points on the CCP channel even after drops come along. So diffusing that one, again, I don't know where that one first came up. It seems like a very much a Chicken Little concern. I don't know what the basis for it was, but move on to the next one. When is the first drop campaign likely to start? Also, are drops tradable or account bound? Are the drops unique in that you can only obtain them via Twitch drops, or will the drops include in-game obtainable stuff too? So going through the question here, we know, well, let's go with the Convict's answer first. Convict says, hoping to trial these as early as Friday on live defeat with a super short view time to qualify for a reward as a test before doing something else for the AT final weekend. This all depends on the back-end tech working okay, though. So what they're doing is they're going to test it out on the CCP channel first, try to iron out any unexpected bugs or kinks in the system, and then go from there. Current set of drops are not soulbound, but that may change in the future. Twitch drops are generally meant to be exclusive, which is the basis of their appeal. Correct. This person may or may not, I can't speak for them, had a bit of a loaded element to this question about, will these be things you can obtain through other means? Obviously, hopefully not, or else what's the point of it? The items being tradable does mean that you can get them in the secondary market or in the in-game player market once somebody gets them and starts putting them up for sale. Let's see. I think there may have been one more post. Could you shed a little light on what's planned for drops? Can we expect to see more things added to the drop pool? Yes, of course. I just took a look at the login page and it looks like Synesis and Gnosis skins and apparel. That's correct. Right now we just have these couples of skins and apparel and we'll be expanding that to keep it fresh. Edit. This doesn't mean Marauders and Giga Boosters don't get carried away, exactly. They have to carry or have to find a very fine line and balance it between having value of it being exclusive, but it not having an impact on the in-game market, or like you mentioned with the Giga Boosters. Could you imagine after the controversy of the Foundation Day pack having the pay-to-win booster in it, following it up with a Twitch booster that people would spin into pay-to-win as well? Convict, will this really be enabled on the CCP channel only? Another one of these questions that seems like Chicken Little type of thing. I don't know where this person made this up from, but Convict addresses it. It'll be CCP only at first while we test it out, but then we'll open it up to partners and then perhaps wider. The point of having drops is to elevate the EVE segment on Twitch as a whole, not just our own channel. So the takeaway from this is we already knew about the testing for this weekend on the AT and the live feed tomorrow on Friday. And then we don't know the time scale, right? Because they can't comment on that either. They don't know what they're going to run into. At the time of this recording, it's Thursday morning. We won't know until tomorrow how the first drop test goes. We won't know until the weekend how the AT drop test goes. But once they have that data and an idea of any kinks in the system, then I'm sure we'll get a more firm timetable on when this rolls out to partners. I believe there may have been a follow-up question here. Yeah, there was. Please open it wider. This is the big takeaway: is that they've already commented on this before. That I think that I've seen where they are not opposed to like a whitelist or things like that, but their partnered streamers were just an obvious, easy answer to, all right, who's going to run this program for us so that we can see how this works. Please open it wider. Drops being only available to bigger streamers, having a chilling effect on newer and smaller streams. As why watch them as they can offer nothing? Well, this is one that CCP won't tell you. Maybe if when people with good contents, that's all you really need for an audience. Does that mean that Twitch drops don't get you extra viewers? Of course not. You will definitely see an increase in viewership while people lurk and farm AFK. That's the whole point of a drop program, is to get those passive viewers into the directory, to boost up the directory itself so there's more visibility on the EVE Online as a product on the Twitch platform. Also, I guess for clarification, as a EVE partner, I am happy to see them mention that they plan on opening it to a wider range of streamers. I don't believe full public access is the right way to go at this time until we see more information about it. Because if you look at EVE as a history at any point, it is more than likely, if a system is abusable, it will almost certainly be abused, right? So if they go with the whitelist approach, I think that's perfectly fine. The downside to that, of course, would be it would mean a manual review process. The barriers for being an EVE partner are already incredibly low. If you want to, you can go to eveonline.com/partners. You can look at them, and if you have any level of consistency and activity, and you provide any content that anyone wants to see, and if you're really smart, this is the big secret, don't tell anybody, what you do in game is almost irrelevant. If you have a personality, if you have any level of engagement, you will be an EVE partner. Now, there are people who, there's exceptions to the rule, right? There are people who can numerically reach the metrics for the EVE partner program, and even have a personality, some even that I appreciate as well, that have not made it into the partner program. For what reasons? I can't tell you. I don't get any secret back-end information on applications and the process and things like that. I have no idea. But generally speaking, meaning far more often than not, if someone actually wants to work towards EVE partner, it takes more effort to not be an EVE partner than it does to reach it. The metrics are incredibly low for it. Again, that's assuming that you can maintain anything resembling a level of consistent activity, and that you have either, I always tell people with streaming, you can either be educational, entertaining, or play at a high skill level. You don't have to pick one of those. You just have to be self-aware of your capacity in each of those categories. And so if you are not hitting your streaming goals, you need to look at those three categories and start looking towards what your strengths and your weaknesses are, and developing around that concept. Convict responds, I agree. The bigger EVE streamers have put in work to build their audiences and deserve some perks, but it would be a shame to make every new thing partner exclusive and pull the ladder up, widening the gap between established streamers and ambitious up-and-comers. Still, the current partners are proven and a good place to start expanding drops too. Exactly. That's the whole premise of what I wanted to explain was this is still early days. We're looking at 2 skins and some apparel. It's the first batch. We're the guinea pigs, right? So if you see anyone screeching or whining or complaining, remind them that other people are having to do all the testing so they can benefit from it later. It's probably a concept that hasn't crossed their minds. It's very understandable. People as a whole, or as a general concept, will perceive or make up a slight when there isn't one, when the reality of it is, as other people are doing the testing for them, that they will benefit from later. And that later part is the one that gets them. Like, I don't want to benefit from it later, I want to benefit from it now. But it'll get there. Don't worry about it. If you guys have more information or more questions, put them in the comments down below, and we'll see you in the next video.